they're just acting as the advance guard or picket guard out in front of camp, just to make sure that there's, they can give a warning if enemy troops are in the area. Now, you have to obviously use your imagination because nobody's shooting at each other yet, and obviously they can see each other, but you have to imagine there's a little more surprise here and a little greater distance in between the two sides.
Yeah, they're shooting cannons.
And you'll see now additional British troops going out in the field. Everybody that you see in a red coat out there is a British regular. In other words, they're a career soldier, infantryman. We've also got a contingent coming on there in blue coats, and those are the German auxiliaries who fought alongside the British, and they are the Brunswick Regiment von Riedesel. So I'm not going to call them Prussians because they're technically not from Hesse-Kassel or Hesse. They were hired essentially by King George III, or they actually paid their princes and dukes of the various.
We sweep right there. We sweep.
Kind of bounces back and forth in the barrel on the way out. And so what you want to do when you're using that less accurate musket is you want to face directly towards your enemy and fire your... Now if you watch, because it's so dark out there, you can see we're using blank rounds of black powder with no paper or wadding or anything down the barrels, but you can still see, the fire as moving in the barrel puts a spin on the ball. But it might take a muzzle-loading rifle, it might take you a whole minute to load that rifle. Whereas you can load fire your musket 4 times in that same minute. Also, rifle is a hunting weapon, not a military weapon, by and large. And so the musket was made to hold the bayonet at the end, so you could go in and do your close. Most of the people during the American Revolution were armed with a less accurate smoothbore musket on both sides. And so the Continental Army did a lot better against the British after the winter at Valley Forge, when Baron von Steuben taught them how to maneuver on the battlefield so that they could effectively bring their firepower to bear against the enemy. And so they did much better against the British when they fought British style. Part of the British force moving up. You want to always make sure that you've got some people with loaded weapons, so you don't want to move them all simultaneously. You don't want to have them all. Oh, we can see what's going on again. I totally forgot where I was. The numbers are about even here. So what's going to tell the difference in this battle is how well trained the congressional troops are. Are they brand new raw recruits? Because remember, they're fighting, the redcoats are professional career soldiers, and on the side of the Continental Congress, a lot of those people are on very short-term enlistments. They might be just new raw recruits, so in which there'll be a solid lead ball like that weighs about 3 pounds or so. Or do they have anti-personnel shot, which is a canister cartridge full of smaller projectiles that can knock down more soldiers on the opposite side. And see, they starting to have a few more casualties. Muskets, soldiers and artillerists have kept their powder dry. Black powder is a very finicky substance, and it has a tendency to get all sticky and gummed together if it gets too damp. And so, we may start to see more misfires.
And they were all down the fire, and the cannon went off, and they all went.
Commander just told me that he thought he heard thunder, so we're going to suspend this here till we double check. Ceasefire. Yeah, I can hear it back behind us. Didn't see any lightning yet, but we want to be on the safe side because you can see how they're holding their muskets out there, and especially if the bayonet at the end makes a great lightning rod, which is not a desirable thing. So we apologize for interrupting the battle, but we think it's better to be safe than to be sorry out there, and we're hearing so much more of that now than it seemed like we did when I was a little kid about people, lightning accidents and things like that. So we do have a closing formation scheduled, and we may not do that either because the guys have to stand with their muskets up. So I will let you know what I hear on that. But we do. Oh yeah, I can hear that back behind. I can't see the clouds because I'm under the tent. But yeah. We do thank you very much for coming out to see us this afternoon. It is, I always tell people we can do this without an audience, but since we're incorporated as a not-for-profit educational organization, we don't educate anybody if nobody's here but us.